There have been an increase in criminal attacks and criminal actions by a number of organised gangs who claim to be Republican organisations. And these gangs are targeting innocent families, business people, and in some cases other criminals, in particular drug dealers, demanding protection money. Some have also carried out attacks on others who have been involved in domestic or family disputes, and one of them shot a young man in the Lanardoon area, a young man who has been involved in antisocial and other unacceptable actions. And here on Wednesday, a group professing to be the Continuity IRA destroyed a JCB belonging to a contractor carrying out work on Casement Park. And this attack took place after several threatening phone calls and intimidatory behaviour by individuals who threatened workers and the contractor and demanded money. This is the latest in a long litany of similar actions by people claiming to represent this group, but it's not exclusive to the group stating itself CIRA. Others are using the names Uglina Heron, the real IRA, or the INLA. Their actions are not about following the Republican cause. On the contrary, they tarnish the good name of Irish republicanism and seek only to follow the self-interest of those involved. Their behaviour is intolerable and it must stop. It includes targeting drug dealers but protecting them by extorting money in exchange for their safety, by taking money which is made through this reprehensible practice and involves threatening business people and families in this community. I would like to appeal to anyone who is genuinely committed to Republican aims and objectives, or who values the legacy of those who give their lives during many years of struggle, to reject these groups. Anyone who is concerned about the welfare, the well-being, the quality of life, or the future of our people should ask these groups to stop. I want to make it clear that I uphold the rights of anyone to dissent from the mainstream Republican position and to oppose Sinn Féin strategy, if that is their view. But I believe there can be no political tolerance for the actions I am highlighting today. I would like to challenge those who set themselves up as supporters for these groups to repudiate these actions and to cooperate with the PSNI in ending criminality in our community. And I would like to appeal to anyone with information to bring that forward to the PSNI.
Well, what more do you think you can do as a local MP to encourage people to report to PSNI?
Well, I think we have to continually show solidarity who are at the receiving end. I visited a number of families last week. One victim of a so-called tiger kidnapping, the other two old age pensioners who were threatened and abused by armed men who wanted money from, as I put it, from the drugs trade. I presume they were in the wrong house. So we have to highlight these, we have to stand with the people who are on the receiving end. The issue here in Casement, I mean, Roger Casement is one of the legendary Protestant Republican iconic figures of our time. And for work to be carried out here, for the contractor to be subject to intimidation, to threats, and an attempt to get money, you know, it's just totally and absolutely unacceptable, and it has to stop. And what we have to do is to keep focusing. And in that now, of course, in terms of all of the criminality and the public safety issues in this area, the PSNI has a big job to do as well, and we would be quite critical of their performance on some of these matters. But in terms of those who purport to be Republican, who are using republicanism and the names of these groups as flags of convenience for their own actions, we're making it very, very clear that it's intolerable and it has to stop.
Mr. Adams, I take it this call isn't confined just to Northern Ireland. Is it for any Republican groups?
Absolutely. It's just that I happen to be speaking here in my capacity as MP for West Belfast. But as far as the Sinn Féin position is, public safety is paramount. Criminality is wrong. We will cooperate with An Garda Síochána or the PSNI to bring about safety in our communities. And there's a particular focus here because these groups are purporting to be Republican. That's the particular focus. There are other actions which also need to be dealt with, but in this case we're focusing in on those who are using Republican names or the names of so-called Republican organisations for their own ends.
What about former members of Provisional IRA who've drifted into criminality?
It's wrong. They should be dealt with. We repudiate it, and they should be brought before the courts and dealt with in due process.
Mr. Adams, what do you know about this week's paramilitary style shooting?
I can't hear you, sir.
What do you know about this week's paramilitary style shooting?
Well, I know what I read in this morning's Irish News, that one of these groups have claimed to have shot this young man. Now, I also know, and I don't want to take away his character, but I also hear that he's involved as a repeat offender in antisocial and other unacceptable behaviour. But it's up to the PSNI to deal with him. It's up to the community to bring forward whatever information that they have. And the group which is claiming to have carried out this action is not acting on behalf of the people of this community.
Okay, folks. Thanks very much.
All right, thanks everybody.
Talk about Barack Obama.